Hello everyone, my name is AJ, and today's going to be doing something a little different. So, for some of you, you might know that I'm a huge fan of the FNAF games, Five Nights at Freddy's. I've been following the series for years, and the movies are coming soon as well. First one's already out, but they're making at least 2 more. Don't know if they're going to do any more after that, but that's not the point. What we're doing today is I'm going to be taking some FNAF quizzes on Sporkle.com. If you don't know what that is, it's like a quiz website. It has many different categories. But we're just going to be doing a couple FNAF quizzes, as you can tell by the title. So we're just going to hop straight into it. So we're starting off with this quiz. It only has 5 questions. But as the video goes on, the quizzes will get harder, the more questions we'll have. So we'll just see how difficult they get. I have not seen any of these quizzes. I've just clicked on a few random FNAF quizzes and hit record. So let's just start with this first one and see where it takes us. Alright. So who created FNAF? So that would be Scott Cawthon. Okay. Who is the phone guy? Well, it's Scott, but at the time of this quiz, I don't know when these quizzes actually came out, but we do have some stories. It's called, the book's called The Week Before. It takes place before FNAF 1. And in that we get a name for him. I think it was Ralph, if I remember correctly. But we know more about the original phone guy and the guard that used to work there, so. In which FNAF does Bonnie only have one arm? That would be FNAF 2, referring to Withered Bonnie, right? Yeah. Which FNAF do you hear a laughing kid? Well, a lot of them. But I'm guessing FNAF 2 is what it's referring to, based on Bloom Boy, his obsession with batteries. And his connection to Withered Foxy with that, so I'm guessing FNAF 2. Wait, guess not. Okay, so I'm not sure what exactly that's referring to, because I don't remember a laughing kid in FNAF 1. But, okay. Okay, what FNAF character from FNAF 1 is not active on night 1? That is Foxy. What? Well, it is Freddy, isn't it? Thought Foxy wasn't active on night 1. I thought it was just Chica and Bonnie, but I guess not. Okay. Alright, next FNAF quiz. You can see we have 40 questions this time, as opposed to just 5. So this one's probably going to take a little bit longer. So let's just... what do we got? What inspired FNAF? So what inspired Scott to make Five Nights at Freddy's? And that was Chipper & Sons, if you don't know. There's a game called Chipper & Sons Labyrinth Company, and people were referring to how Chipper looked kind of like an animatronic. So he took that and went with it, and it just paid off for him. Which of the following are the sound effects used in FNAF that make screams? I guess? What? I'm not what? Okay. I don't know what that question is trying to say. But how many times would FNAF 1 be downloaded by people per day? What? So was this at its hype? Or is this current? What is this talking about? Because this is a very awkward question. I need to hurry up. I've only done one fucking question. 7,000? 5,000, okay. What gave Scott nightmares during development? That was Bonnie. For some reason, he was terrified of Bonnie when he was making the original game, and it kind of helped him when he eventually made FNAF 4 for Nightmare Bonnie, which I'm sure that didn't help. Which of the following is the same about Freddy Fazbear's and Chuck E. Cheese? Okay. They're both real. Yeah, definitely. No. There's a Five Nights at Chucky's, but that's a FNAF fan game. Were there deaths in Chucky's? I don't know. I think so. I'm gonna say that. Oh, okay. Interesting. Which of the following times in FNAF 2 can you not check the camera? That'd be the music box, right? So I mean, once it's unwound, it just jump scares you, so you can't do anything. I don't know. Which game has no doors? What is FNAF 23? What? I mean, does FNAF World count? So it has doors in it, but... Okay. Which of the following groups have a member that will kill you when you have your mask on in FNAF 2? Is... What? Misfits? Okay, I don't know who the hell that is, but... Sure. In FNAF 2, Pirates Cove can change into what? I have 9 minutes, I need to hurry this up. Kids Cove, right? Yeah. How many wither animatronics are there in FNAF 2? I mean, all the animatronics are broken. Okay, so 4 plus Golden Freddy, so that's just 5. Right? Or are we counting Shadow Freddy? Okay, we were counting Shadow Freddy. That was a gamble. Who's the only animatronic who can kill you with your mask on? And that would be FNAF 2. Wait. There's no mask in FNAF 3. What? No one. What mask? Who crawled inside Springtrap? Purple guy. Also known as William Afton. In FNAF 3 trailer, who did they call Springtrap? What? I mean... He. Right? Because we weren't sure what it was. The original thought was that it was Fredbear, but turned out... Nope. We were very wrong. What color changed on Spring Bunny during its transfer into Springtrap? It'd be gold to green. On what night in FNAF 3 does nothing happen? Night 1. Nothing. Literally nothing happens. It's pointless. It's to introduce you into the environment, but there's no point in that. How many doors are there in FNAF 3? There's 4. There's 3. There's the 2 side ones and then the closet door. In FNAF 4, you are dreaming, but where are you sleeping? Hospital. Yeah. Because they'd taken Crying Child, also now known as Dave, was bitten in the bite of 83 by Fredbear, so he wound up in the hospital. And this is, I guess, the dream, or the nightmares of it. If in F4, who is a secret animatronic that is covered by a question mark? Huh? In FNAF 4. Nightmare Own? No. Nightmare. What was the question mark for? Not sure. I don't remember that. In FNAF 4, which of the following is a saying used in the game? FNAF 4. I mean, it's... Yeah, because it's counting down, but it's not 10. Is it? Maybe? No. Okay. Who is Plushtrap based on Springtrap? Wait, coming 2016. Seriously. Yeah. I think that was... Sister Location? Maybe? I think one of them had to be delayed for some reason. And... that's why he made that. I'm probably not gonna have enough time to get through these fucking questions. But I'll get through as many as I can. In the FNAF poster that was later changed to FNAF World, what text was changed? It was thank you to FNAF World. Oh, it didn't have a fucking question mark. God damn it. When was FNAF World released? That was after FNAF 4, before Sister Location. So was it 15 or 16? I'm gonna take a gamble and say it was 16. Okay, good. What color is Chipper? Well, Chipper's brown. Oh. They're talking about the giant, robot chipper. Not regular one. Okay. What platforms are FNAF rolled on? Well, they're not on much anymore, but they originally released here. I thought it was on iOS. I don't know. I didn't have an iPhone until this year. This is actually, fun fact, the iPhone that I got, the iPhone 16 Pro Max, is the first iPhone I've ever had. I've always had Samsung prior to that, so I have no idea what anything happened in the past for iOS. So when you go to the control room, turn to your left and this location, what do you enter? That is, trying to remember the map. It's Balora's gallery, or is that the Funtime Auditorium? Forget where it is. Where's that circus control? Ballora? Yeah. My mind's right. I was trying to imagine the map in my head from what I remember. Who voices Ballora? Oh, shit. I have no idea. Eeny, meeny, this one. I was wrong. What does the hen tell you? Night 5? Is Night 5 exotic butters or casual bongos? I remember. I don't think that is one. I think Eggs Benedict is the first. Is it casual bongos? Exotic butters. Damn. Sure. I don't. When it's multiple answers, it was too much. I don't know. When the camera is zooming into the animatronics on the stage in FNAF Sister Location trailer, which animatronic gets a spotlight shined on them first? That is... I think it's Funtime Freddy. Damn, it was one of the Funtimes. I wasn't sure which. What was the name of Scott's first book? Is it FNAF the Silver Eyes, or is it the Silver Eyes? It's not Possession. I think it's just called the Silver Eyes. Right? No, of course, it was FNAF the Silver Eyes. Who made the book? Yeah. What book in Scott Cawthon series was named Five Nights? We just had this. There was one. What? They're just rehashing questions, kind of changing them up. Who was on the Freddy? On the Freddy? Freddy was the cover of it. Color was Freddy's pupils. Ah, fuck. I mean, is it stupid to say silver? Probably. I'm going with it anyway. Damn it. Should have gone with my instinct. I was thinking red, but again, have no... I'd never read... Actually, I did read Silver Eyes once when it came out, a long time ago. So, I guess a long time ago now, but... I don't know. Twisted Ones, that is... Nightmare. Yeah. Okay. What color was Nightmare's iris on the book? It was... green? It was also red. Damn it. What was the name of Scott Cawthon's second book? That was The Twisted Ones. Third was The Fourth Closet. Who made the book The Twisted Ones? That... These two again? Yeah. Last question. What book in Scott Cawthon's series? Oh, God. Seriously? That was a very bad last question, because it was just a rehash of one that I answered 2 questions ago. But, okay. Alright, the next and final quiz is, can you name the FNAF animatronics by their pictures? Now, I don't know when any of these quizzes came out, really. One had to have come out before the week before. But other than that, I don't know. As this says all FNAF characters, but there's only 100 here. And I'm pretty sure, especially by now that Secret of the Mimic is out, that there's a lot more than 100 characters, not even including AR. So I don't know, but let's play the quiz. And starting off, we have Plush Trap. Jacobani. Okay. Pretty easy so far. That is, fuck. Is that 1 or 2? Okay, I guess Endo works. Rim Foxy. Right? Is it 2 M's? Yes. I don't remember that. Ennard. Everyone knows Ennard. Of course, he's one of the most famous animatronics. I mean, he was also in the leaks of Sif's location when Scott was trademarking things. He was one of the ones there. That's Withered Foxy. Dee Dee from FNAF World. That's a very odd choice. Which bot is it? Is it just security bot? Is it map bot? Oh, staff bot. Right? Yeah. Ooh, does Monty work? Okay. I didn't want to have to type out Montgomery because I don't remember how to spell that. Freddles. Yeah. What was your name? You're in Pizza Sim as part of the Mediocre Melodies. I just don't remember what you're called. Something Bear, because it's a twist on Freddy or Fred Bear. It's coming to me. Ned Bear. Is it? The fuck? How do you spell this? Duties? Yes, that's a very dumb way of spelling that. I think this is just a Rockstar. Right, Rockstar Bonnie. Yeah, okay. And this is randomized throughout the games, as you can already tell. So that is Nightmare. That was just not going FNAF 1, FNAF 2, etc. This is Withered Freddy. One of the... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. That's just normal old Freddy, the original. Dave. Damn. I was really hoping that would work. No, it's gonna be Crying Child, right? Of course. Everyone knows the Mangle. This is probably gonna be, in hindsight, one of the... probably the easiest quiz here. Because it's just naming the FNAF animatronics based on the pictures. If I just had to name them all without seeing any pictures, there's no way. There's no way I would be able to do that. That is, what are they called? The Biddy Bab. Yeah. Oh, everyone's favorite joke character, Balloon Boy. What a little shit. Oh, we're including this guy in here, huh? Burn Trap? Of course. Oh, why are you here, Helpy? No one likes you. Come on. No one really likes you, that's for sure. Benny. Phantoms already? Okay. Phantom Freddy. Pretty simple. I mean, I'm probably gonna get most of these. I hope I can do Shadow Bonnie. Thank you. I didn't want to have to remember RWQXX, whatever the hell. It's weird. I had to put Roxanne, even though she goes by Roxy, and Monty worked for the other. I don't know. But, as I was saying, I've played the FNAF games for years. Oh, hell. Oh. Yeah, you're in Ultima Customized. It's Old Man Consequences. Yeah. Funtime Freddy. When I got into FNAF, it was around 2015, right before FNAF 3 came out. And I fell in love with the series immediately. I played the first 2 games, and they were so fun. They were very different than what we had at the time. And mascot horror wasn't really a thing. Nowadays, it's a bit more popular, but that's because of FNAF. It's because of this series that so many other things exist. Like, unfortunately, like Garden of Ban, but also things like Poppy Playtime are two of the bigger examples of mascot horror games that kind of picked up off of FNAF's success and went with it. And some of them work, some of them don't. But let me do purple guy. Okay. Mr. Hippo. Most notably known for having the longest dialogue in Ultimate Custom Night, with like, what was it, 10 minutes of some speech or stories that he was telling. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it was really funny to see the first time. But yeah, FNAF is a series that I kind of grew up on. When I started playing it, I was 10 years old now, and or around 10-ish, and yeah, it was fun. It was very different for the time, of course, and it actually led me to meet a lot of great people that I'm still friends with to this day, and it's just amazing to see how something that was a last resort, final send-off game for Scott Cawthon, because if you don't know, Five Nights at Freddy's originally came out as Scott's last chance at game development, because he had games before, like The Desolate Hope and Chipper and Sons, but they never really kicked off or gotten popular. That was until he released FNAF 1 and Music Man. DJ Music Man. Okay. JJ. But the game that he made just happened to get really popular. I think he sent like emails or something suggesting that some creators check out his new game to see what they think. That's normal Music Man. Okay. And one of those happened to be Markiplier. And he claimed himself to be the king of Five Nights at Freddy's, and it really picked off from there. Really picked up from there. And it just blew up. He made a second a few months later, and then a third a few months after that, and then a fourth, and a fifth, and a sixth, and it just kept going. And, what are you? I don't know what they're actually called. Shit. What was it? Nightmare Bot, or... Oh, Nightmare Staff Bots. That was just a shot in the dark. So, I mean, they kind of have the Nightmare-own style to them, so hey, just try it. And Nightmare worked. That is Circus Baby. Everyone knows who that is. Oh, Glitch Trap. Of course. But yeah. Even though some people don't like how FNAF as a series has gone, and that's partially because of how Steel Wool came into the picture. I mean, they did very well with VR for Help Wanted, and people were excited for that because it was a VR horror game in a franchise that we all loved, and it worked. But when Security Breach happened, people were unsure about a open area FNAF game, because it was the first that we'd ever had, like a 3D free roam sort of thing. And it sounded great in concept. If I could spell, that'd be great. Electrobag. I really can't spell today. Oh, I have no idea what your name is. Elephant. I have no idea. Carrie. Frank. Tilly? I have no idea. I'm gonna skip that for now. I'll come back to that, as I have no clue. What are you? Molten Freddy. Of course. No, it's not Ned. That was Ned Bear. Yeah, as I was saying, Security Breach was huge in theory, but partially because of Scott and partially because of Steel Wool, they messed up. And a lot of things didn't come across in communication, and it just became what Security Breach was. And it was a very buggy mess when it released. There were multiple delays of the game, which is what led to Scott making Security Breach Fury's Rage, like that beat-em-up style thing. Let's see. Okay. I'm glad they included these all together, because I would have had no idea. I just know it's trash in the gang. Happy Frog. Nightmare Mangle. Yeah. But because of how bad Security Breach came out, Steel Wool was hated on for years and still are. Even after they've released more games under the FNAF title, people don't trust it. People don't want to play it because they've seen what Steel Wool has done, and they don't like the way FNAF has gone as a franchise. And I can see that point a little bit on certain things, but just because one game kind of turns out shit doesn't mean that the entirety of that company and its games are. Like, with Steel Wool, they made FNAF VR, Help Wanted, and it was a success. People loved it, it was fun, it was different. And then they made Security Breach, people hate. Then Ruin came out, and I don't know, it just kind of went different. But then they made FNAF VR Help Wanted 2, and people liked it. It felt more like a non-canon sequel than anything, even though it has some story elements, and it's hard to tell at times what's part of the story, what's not. And more recent FNAF games have been subtle on the lore, whereas, especially during the Scott era of games, and certainly Pizzeria Simulator, that game was entirely lore-based. It was meant to be the kind of final send-off, this story, to finish off the series, the story of William Afton and his evil reign. And it worked for what it is. String Trap? Spring Trap. Anyway. And then, of course, he made Ultimate Custom Night, which was, in lore, William Afton's Purgatory. He's dead from the fire in FNAF 6, Pizzeria Simulator. And now, Ultimate Custom Night is his hell, his purgatory, his limbo. And, yeah, some people like that. Some don't, of course. Pig. Shit. I have no idea. Some of the Pizzeria Simulator animatronics, I've just got no clue. That's Bonnet. Ooh. What are you? Dreadbear. Because of Curse of the Dreadbear. And Frank and Freddy. The Mimic, of course. We got OG Chica. I don't think we've gotten through all of the original 5. I think. Now. Funtime Chica. And your little bit. We got 8 more performance to do it. Okay. I don't know why the hat is like tinted purple. When in the game it's not. I know it's Fredbear, his suit is purple. Or at least the hat and bow tie are. But yeah, that's Withered Golden Freddy. This is what Glamrock Chica. Is it just Plush Baby, or is this thing of a weird name? I'm gonna try it. Okay, it is just Plush Baby. That makes things a lot easier. Phantom Bloom Boy. Withered Bunny, there's one we haven't seen. And Nightmare Foxy. Oh, fantastic design. Alright, back to these two. What do we have? Okay, it's just the elephant and the pig from Pizzeria Simulator. And I have no clue. What are you called? See, it was like Happy Frogs or something pig or something elephant. I just don't know. I could so easily cheat and just cut it out of the video, but I'm not what this channel's about. But honestly, I don't know. I sat here for 2 minutes and I have no clue. It's like, I don't know, Peppy Frog? Or Frog Pig? Frank Pig? Frank the Pig? Jimbo the elephant? It's not Jimbo. It's gonna be so obvious. But I don't know. Yeah. Orville. How was I supposed to remember Orville? The average score is 54%. Wow. I really outdid myself on the... But based on the average score. Okay, what was this gonna be? No, not Bonnie. The other one I missed. Pig Patch. Ah. Of course. I guess there is a Pig Patch enemy in FNAF World. But that's not who this is. So. Well, guess the answer is no.